I'm going to call it.
All right, everyone, welcome to our April training. Jen, what's the title?
April Awesome brings May Blossom. And that's the Phil version of Jen's long-winded. Let's make April awesome so we bring May Blossom.
Okay, but you came up with the title. Let's just be clear.
Of course I did.
Okay,
yes.
Good.
All
Thank you all for joining
tonight.
We've got some really exciting things to share. We've been planning this for a few days. We've got a lot of meat to get through, so I'm going to pound that meat. I'm going to rifle through this. As you get questions, be ready. We'll ask them and answer them at the end. So let's do a recap. So in March, we had a shift in our mindset. We started looking at converting our happy customers and turning them into personal use ambassadors who were even happier because they're just getting all of the products they love at a greater discount. So the result from that mindset shift is that we tripled the amount of ambassadors that we typically have in a month, in just 1 month, and we did this training just over 30 days ago. In addition, we saw 8 gold, senior gold, and ruby promotions, and how many silvers?
Almost a dozen.
Almost a dozen silvers. So we all saw over 20 promotions in the month. So we know we're onto something big, and April's going to be even bigger. I'm trying to contain my enthusiasm, so bear with me. So some things that we want to recap and remember from March so that we make sure we do the same thing in April. Number 1, if someone has over $1,000 in PV, that's actually a red flag. We want to basically keep our PV between 500 and 1,000. When we have over 1,000, we want to start converting those, and it's a mind shift, converting those customers to personal use ambassadors. Number 1, it helps them get it at a cheaper price. Number 2, it helps you promote and earn income multiple streams, multiple ways. Number 3, it increases the pay point because the math that we learned last month that a preferred customer versus a personal use ambassador actually weighs down the pay point. Okay. Number 2, not everyone envisions themselves as a network marketer, but everybody loves a good deal. All right. No one on this call tonight cares about paying the most for any product. So everyone loves a good deal.
And I would just say here, I'm sorry to stop you, is that I think for everybody that converted, you probably realized it was a lot easier to convert them than you maybe initially thought it was going to be. When you have the right verbiage and you have the right mindset, it is easy to draw someone in to the right decision for what you're looking for, which in our case is personal use ambassadors.
So the last 2 things, this is a numbers game, and you've heard that a lot, and it takes a lot of wholesale or personal use ambassadors to reach Diamond. We love our personal use ambassadors because they're getting it at the cheapest price and they're helping us turn points. And then this is the cycle. We want customers, we want them to go preferred or personal use ambassadors, and then become business building ambassadors if they so choose. That's our process. You've got some numbers you want to share.
So yeah, back to Phil's, this is a numbers game, and we feel like we've been pushing that a lot, but we feel like we're obligated for you, depending on what your goal is, for you to understand what you need to do in order to reach what the goal that you have. I love when I hear somebody say, I'm ready to be a gold ambassador, and they've got 4 people on their team. They can be a gold ambassador, but we need to teach them the logistics of what it's going to take to get there. And so I'm going to encourage every single one of you, whether you've just signed up and this is you're a new ambassador of 2 or 3 days, congratulations for being on this call and wanting to know how to build your business. And if you've been with us almost 2.5 years, almost 3 years with us, and you're at a different rank, know your number. So what do I mean by that? That means that you're going to have to go in your back office, look at how many active ambassadors you have, where you finished last month with points, your number of new ambassadors, add that number of points, potential points, to where you finished at the end of the month, and then subtract that number from your next rank. So if your next rank that you're working on is Ruby, that's 500 points that you need. If you finished last month with 200 points, then you know that you need 300 points to get to Ruby. And a real easy formula for figuring out about how many people that is, we say that you can generally just divide that number by 3 or 4.
Or 4.
Usually 4, because we are top heavy with those 5 points for those first 3 levels, and divide 300 by 4. Mr. Mathematician?
It's about 75.
About 75. So you know that you need about 75 new team members to get to the rank of Ruby. Now, if you in March added 30 ambassadors, then you would subtract 30 from 75 and know that you need 45 new ambassadors to reach the rank of Ruby. And I think whenever you run the numbers, so for me, my next rank is Sapphire. It's a big jump from Emerald to Sapphire. I need 200 people to join our team to get me there. And for Phil, he's working on Emerald. He should be there very soon. He needs 75 people to get him there. So know your number. That's really, really important.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Jen. So here's the process. We start people off as customers. A couple reasons why. They're going to get the 60-day money-back guarantee. We want them to take advantage of that. After their first 30 days, we want to convert them to personal use ambassadors. Why do we want to do that in the first 30 days or within that first 60 days? Because at 90 days, after their third month, going into their fourth month, they get a 10% discount on their products going forward. So now you've lost all the reason why they would even choose to be a personal use ambassador. So we want to turn them early. And then we'll add them to the team page so that they can absorb at their pace. Remember, we're not telling them they have to sell a thing. We just want them to get it at the cheapest price. We'll stick with them just like they were a customer so that they love it and they gradually learn about all the other products. Because think about this, as a customer, they're not going to get exposed to all the benefits of X Factor if they're on, let's say, just Slim or even Triplex. All the benefits of Mega X and X Factor and Nerve. What's it called? Nerve Health Support System. All the different products. Yeah, all the products that we have available in our arsenal. But when they're on the team page, they're going to get exposed to those things. And then
mini caveat. When we're adding them to a team page, add them to your team page. Don't add them to 15 team pages. Yeah. We would love for them to be on there so that they can see a bigger team and a bigger community. But the worst thing you can do for a personal use ambassador is add them to 6 pages.
Right.
Don't do that.
They should be on yours and they should be on the big team page. Okay. So we stick with them just like a customer, following up with them. And then we wash, rinse, repeat. So as you get to 1,500 in PV and then you convert 5 ambassadors, so now you're only at 1,000 PV, you backfill and you get 5 new customers, wash, rinse, repeat, go through the same process. Here's the technique, just as a reminder, that you'll use either on the phone or email or text. Hey there, I know you're loving your products. I just want to let you know about the opportunity to get them even cheaper. It's only $34.95 per year to be a personal use. I got to replace that. Personal use ambassador, sort of like a Costco membership or Sam's, and you'll get your products for even cheaper. And you can set up an auto order or just order in your back office as needed. When you join, you'll be set up with a website. If you ever do have someone interested in ordering, they can order from you and you can get paid on their orders. But this by no means that you have to sell. The opportunity will just be there and available to you if you decide. So this is the technique that we used, and I'm sure we can have a show of hands of people that use this technique and saw success in the month of March, right? I see hands going up. That's fantastic. Okay. Next steps, again, just to repeat this so we understand it from March. Wash, rinse, repeating.
Sure. Phil's drilling and killing us right now.
That's right.
That's okay.
But I'm going quickly. Get a customer, get the feedback, share the verbiage. Do not let them get to their 4th month. If you have customers, and we're guilty of this, right? Customers who've been with you for 10, 11, 12 months, that's a bad thing. We want them with us for 1 to 2 months and then personal use.
Yeah, and I think, too, you're scared. We're scared that after 10 months, surely if I say something to them, they're going to go, oh, my gosh, I've been meaning to cancel that for months because I've got 10 bags of Slim in my closet. We just want to make sure that we avoid that in the future, and This is a great way to do that.
That's right. Add them to the team page, engage them to share if they want, wash, rinse, repeat. Okay, so now let's get to the fun stuff and what we've come up with for April. The new stuff. So as you remember in March, we did a flash sale. All right, and we basically took the $34.95 fee for a personal use ambassador, and we refunded that or reimbursed that 4 levels. So the sponsoring ambassador gave a portion, their upline, and their upline gave a portion. The cool thing is the way that we set it up is that the customer benefited because they got their products cheaper and they didn't have to come out of pocket for that, or they reimbursed for that ambassador fee. And because of the way the business builder works, every single person, because they got a welcome pack, every single person that donated money or reimbursed money was in the profit zone. They still made money on Business Builder bonuses. So Flash Sale 2.0 is going to be even more exciting, because what we've got is Plexus is offering a 15% discount through April the 15th, which I've done the math here so you can see this. So with a purchase of a $99 welcome pack plus their $34.95 ambassador enrollment fee, the discount that they receive from Plexus is $20.10. I think it's actually $20.24, but $20 essentially. So we're going to do an additional refund of $15 via PayPal like we did before from the enrolling sponsor and their upline. So it's 2.0 because it's only two ambassadors having to reimburse that fee. And in addition to that, it's less than what we had to do last month. Mm-hmm. So it's $10 for reimbursement for a level 1 and $5 reimbursing from a level 2. So again, the customer gets to be an ambassador and we're covering that fee completely. Here's the cool thing. On a level 1 ambassador that sponsors someone with a $99 welcome pack, the pay is $24.75 for the Business Builder bonus. So you're still netting out nearly $15, $14.75 in profit from this. And then the level 2, obviously, profits around $750, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then level 3 and 4 is all profit. So right. This is fantastic because we're doing the same amount of refund, but with less money. And we're going to show you ways that we're going to attract new customers and new ambassadors, and we're going to blow by the number from last month. So before I get to that, I'm going to pause and ask if there's any questions thus far. Just unmute yourself and ask. We'll give it about 10 seconds.
Well, and we honestly, to be fair, we haven't given all the details of how we're going to roll this out, but we just want to make sure there's no confusion and mm-hmm. everyone's okay. Because again, the success that we had in March was because everyone was on board.
You have to be on board, the enrolling ambassador and the upline. Yes. So I think it was successful. I think everyone benefit. Okay, I'm moving on. So how are we going to do this? Today's April 3rd. The sale goes through April the 15th. So we've come up with a daily action plan that's fun, that's exciting, and also gives you really good laser focus, but won't take you all day to do, because we realize that people have full-time jobs, we have full-time moms, we have everything in between. So what can you do to be laser focused for the next 10 selling days? Well, it's from the 4th through the 15th, so we'll call it 12. All right, so Jen and I got together, we figured there were how many different ways that you could bring on customers and ambassadors?
We came up with about 15.
Mm-hmm. There's at least 15 different ways.
That we came up with, yeah. Just written down.
And so then we narrowed it down to ones that we think are effective.
The most effective.
Good.
Yeah.
So let's look at this. So on April the 4th through the 15th, so starting tomorrow, we want everyone to do just one task. Now, you can still do what you typically do in a day, and I don't want you to stop doing
that.
DMO. Your daily mode of operation, but we're going to do one additional thing. So on April 4th, for example, create a challenge group. On April the 8th, ask for referrals. And we're going to run through these, by the way, one by one, and give you a little bit more details. And in addition, on our team page every morning of the 4th through the 15th, we're going to go through specifics and give you everything that you need for that day.
Right.
Ideas,
kind of a strike
verbiage,
list, yeah.
Whatever you need. Okay? So let's run through these. April the 4th. So it's a challenge group. A challenge group involves creating a page on Facebook for a select number of users or a support group of sorts. So your challenge can be water intake. Get a bunch of people and say, hey, I'm going to start a 1 week challenge group. Who can drink 80 to 100 ounces of water? You're going to log your results in here. We're going to be accountable. Let's just all do this for our health. 10,000 steps a day. Logging food intake for the day. What other challenges could you have in a challenge group?
I have written down, you could do a 7-day. If people had product in their hand, you could do a 96 shake challenge. You could do just a let's get moving. Let's think of all the creative ways that we get our exercise in a day. It can be a positive affirmations challenge group. So it's a group where everybody comes into it and says something edifying and uplifting, or that's helpful with self-development. I know personal development. We know that several of you have done these challenge groups in the past, And what's great about these is that for somebody that's been watching your post that cannot or has not made that commitment to jump in financially with you for Plexus products, that they can take part in this because this doesn't cost, for many of these ideas, that does not cost any money.
Yep. So we want you to do that. Create a challenge group. And then, as I put in here, don't shove Plexus down their throats on day one. Let it be organic and just build connection. That's the cool thing about network marketing is what we're building connection. And the sale and the sharing comes after the fact.
Right.
So
more details tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So that's the next one. Let's go to April 5th. Similar but different. We're going to create a VIP club. So you're going to reach out to your contacts and say, those of you who either are current customers or former customers, or you're just interested in Plexus but not ready right now, I'm creating a VIP club so that you'll get a special offer. By the way, they're going to get a special offer towards the end of this, right, that we just shared to the flash sale. And we want you to be a part of it. I can only release this at a certain time, and the VIP club members are the ones who are going to get it first. So if you want to be in that select group of people, you want to join the club, I'll stick you in there. Don't worry, I'm not going to spam you. Just be part of my VIP club. Really simple. By the way, what did we say earlier? Everyone loves a good deal. Mm-hmm. So when you say you have to be in the club to get the deal, what's the natural thing that happens psychologically?
You want to be in the club. You don't want to miss out. You at least want the opportunity to know. That's
FOMO,
right?
Fear of missing out. Okay, so create a VIP club on April 5th.
And your post, yeah, and we'll have more on that.
We'll have more details in the morning, but again, we're just trying to get you to understand what we're doing here. April the 6th, we want you to access a new social media platform. Now notice, we're not saying on the 6th you've got to do cold calls, you've got to give out samples, you've got to do all these things. We're just keeping limited to one thing. So you're going to access a new social media platform. Jenna are on Facebook. I think she's on Instagram. I know.
You're on LinkedIn.
I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. So, but I don't know anything about Snapchat. Not going to be on Pinterest. But there are different. Just access one new social media platform, and try and post some stuff. Try and connect, and use that and build that into your repertoire. Pretty simple, right?
Pretty simple. Okay. We're on that on Wednesday.
Okay. So it's now Thursday, April the 7th. We want you to host a Zoom online event. So get with your upline to do a Q&A. In other words, put it out there on Facebook, maybe a day or two before that, hey, on the 7th, I'm doing a Zoom online event. And what's a Zoom online event? What would that look like?
So what we're asking you to do here is very much like when a lot of you have done your Facebook online parties, but this is even a little more informal and more interactive, that it would be live, an opportunity for people to come and ask questions and for you to give information as people are interested, instead of just throwing out a bunch of stuff and seeing if something sticks, that you invite several people. It does not have to be a large group, but there are lots of teams that are having 90 to 100% success rates by signing people up on the spot with Zoom meetings. So it's something we haven't been accessing that we're going to start accessing. Okay. More details to come.
Okay. So now we're on to the 8th, which happens to be our daughter's birthday.
One of them, also the 5th.
On the 5th as well. That's right. You're going to reach out to your current customers, former customers, family, friends, anyone, and you're going to ask them for referrals. We're going to give you a script, give you some techniques to use prior to the 8th, but you're going to reach out and ask for referrals. Now, here's the power of referrals. Everyone's got someone that could use and benefit from the products. And not everyone is the mindset of, I'm going to call Jen up and give her 3 names because I just feel like helping her out today. We'd love it if everyone operated that way.
Where are those people?
Yeah, we just don't know where they're at. But if you ask the question, hey, I'm working hard in this business. I'm just looking, typically people give me 3 to 5 names of people I could reach out and contact. If you have 1 or 2, that'd be fantastic.
And attach it to something you're passionate about that Plexus has helped. So if you have somebody in your family that has had diabetes and has had success with Plexus, or you've read a testimony, maybe it's not even your own personal success, and you're like, ask with that intent. Do you know of somebody or several people that struggle with their blood sugar, regulating blood sugar? Do you know several people that have kids with ADHD? Do you know several people that have trouble with asthma and allergies, whatever those conditions, you don't have to worry about. You're not putting that out in public. You're actually going and doing that one-on-one. There's nothing wrong with asking if they know of somebody with those kinds of conditions and then getting their information and reaching out.
That's it. So make it a goal to reach out to 10 people and get a minimum of 20 referrals. That's your goal for the day. That's the action item. Okay. Remember, as you're getting questions, write them down. We'll have this at the end. On the 9th, host a sip and say. So now this is something that's, a little less than a week away. And so it'd be like on a Saturday. But we're saying start planning it today or tomorrow and send an invitation out Monday or Tuesday. You can do this with your teammates, with an upline, with a downline, with a sideline, someone on another team. And just make it fun. See if you can get 2, 3, 5, 10 people to show up to a sip and see. And what's a sip and see?
A sip and see is just, again, an informal gathering where you have the pink drink available for people to try, and you sit down and you share your story and you kind of tell a little bit about Plexus and you answer questions. Again, it always organically turns into this is about products and opportunity, or you should make sure, and we will be giving you information on that. Don't let hearing the word host flip you out and go, no, I'm not doing that. Again, people love small, intimate gatherings. They feel like they're super important and it's all about them. Even if there's just a few people there, it can be very valuable to building your business.
Awesome. Okay, the 10th, we're going to have our opportunity meeting, our team meeting. So we've got our typical team meeting we do every month. It's this next Sunday, so the 10th at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. We always record that. We always have it live broadcasting on the link that we put out on YouTube. So people can watch live, people can attend in person. But typically we've been very training focused, very focused on team development and growth, and we always will be. But this one in particular on the 10th, we're going to encourage people to bring potentials because we're going to make it more of an opportunity meeting. We're going to have some exciting guests. We're going to have some great testimonies. We're going to do some product knowledge training. We're going to do a lot of things that show people that this is a fun team. This is an exciting opportunity. Where do I sign up? We're also going to have a prize.
A big prize.
A big prize. You want to share what it is? You want to wait?
Let's wait.
Okay. It's a big one. For those that bring either online or in person potentials, and then that they watch and they convert to becoming either personal use or business ambassadors. And
if you're out of town and you want to combine your sip and see with this event, do that on Sunday. Have people over, do a little informal, let them try the pink drink, and then you can tune in for part or all of our actual opportunity meeting. Like, because Phil said, it will be much more newbie focused versus training focused.
Great. Okay, so we're on the 11th. It's now next Monday, and you're going to do a contact blast of your email. So you're going to set up an email campaign. You can do this in advance using a lot of the different apps or tools that are out there. Or I always recommend getting your contacts, sending individual emails, even if you just do nothing but copy and paste the content and just change the name or change the first sentence. But we want you to send out 100 emails. Now, that might take 2 hours. It could take 20 minutes if you're really effective at it. But essentially, you're going to try and blast 100 people, highlighting things about your success. We're going to send a format out, same thing. We're going to make a nice, tight format because emails, it's very important that in the first 3 to 8 seconds, people are engaged or it's an instant delete. Okay, so it goes from the title of the email through the body. People really do well with bullet points. I don't want to bore you with details now, but we'll make sure that we've got a good formula so that you have an effective email campaign.
And there will be a sense of urgency created with that since it's April 11th. You'll have it written. It will be written like you've got a few more days to take advantage.
So the whole reason that we've done this format and this structure and the order that we've done, because there's been a lot of thought behind it, and we're progressing to this exciting crescendo on the 15th. Okay. So on the 12th, samples day. So this is fun. This is where you're going to leave the door, walk out the door with 3 samples in your hands, whether sample packs or individual sticks. And your goal is to, in person, throughout your day, whether you're at the grocery store, the gas station, the library. Does anyone go to the library anymore?
Yes, people go to the library with little kids.
Wherever you're out and about, that you've got a sample and that you engage a stranger and then you say, oh, by the way, you should try this out.
And it's super easy. If you're practicing, it's super easy, right? I did it twice last week.
Twice.
So
yeah, it's easy. We'll teach you some techniques that morning, but everyone should walk out with a picture of their 3 samples in their hands as they leave for the day.
And I'll just say, if you have, and we'll talk about this again, but if you have a 3-day, don't hesitate to sell that 3-day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can say normally online you can order, it's $11.95, but I can sell it to you. I have one on hand actually, or it's in my car for $10.
$10, yeah.
There's no reason why you should be giving out 3-day samples.
Because here's the thing too, when you put a dollar amount or something behind it, people value it more.
And they're more likely to take it. And
I'm not going to waste $10, I'm going to take it. Great point. So this is what we don't want to see is you posting, I've got samples. Who wants a sample?
We might comment. He just might comment on your post and say, you're supposed to be. Yeah,
busted. Okay. We're on to the 13th. We're wrapping up. You're going to host an online party. So we talked about a Zoom, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's more engaged and personal. An online party is where you've got a really good format and it can be 30 minutes. It can be 2 hours long. I know Taryn and Sherry Spangler have done these very effectively.
Erica, I know Katie. I think they have one this Wednesday.
So get with your upline sidelines again. Anyone's had success doing the online party, and does this take a lot of preparation? Does it take days of getting people involved? It really doesn't.
Well, they will tell you yes that you need a few days to prep, but that's why we're giving you the kind of the outline today. So if you're planning it starting tomorrow, you have a week. You have over a week to get your invites out and all of that, but definitely pay attention and ask a couple people on the team page.
Okay. 2 more days. So we're on the 14th, and this is my favorite, cold calls. I love cold calls because they can't eat you through the phone. But here's the thing. Whether you make 10, 20, 100, we want you to do at least something. And I'm going to give you a break here. You can even do text message or Facebook message, but it has to be voice. They have to hear your voice.
To hear the passion.
That's right, because passion can't be conveyed unless it's all caps and exclamation points, but it still can't be conveyed properly. It needs to be, they need to hear your voice and hear your conviction and hear your passion. So reach out to them via phone, voice text, or voice messenger, and literally we'll give you the scripting to use for the cold call. I know you've never shown interest, but I'm building a business and building a team, and I'm thinking of you because you just seem to have it together. And I would love to get together and talk to you about the opportunity. In fact, tomorrow is the last day of an amazing sale I think you want to take advantage of. So I just made that up on the spot, but that's what I love about cold calling is you can do things like that.
Yep.
Okay, last one, April the 15th. This is going to be the funnest day to be in. This is going to be a group blitz. So you want to get together with your team or some people that are close. If you have no one in your vicinity, then what we'll do is we'll say, hey, who doesn't have a team that's close or can get together on the 15th, and we'll set up a Zoom, and you all can connect via this mechanism here and do phone calls, text messages. Those of you that were at our Day of Impact here last year, we did this team blitz where 25 people were in the room, and we were in groups of 5. We had a competition of trying to get appointments, and in this case on the 15th it's going to be about bringing on new ambassadors, but it's a blitz environment. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement. You're making calls, sending text messages, and you're ringing a bell when someone joins.
Mm-hmm. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so that's it. That's the structure that we want to give you for the next 12 days. And once just so you know our goals, we have over 1,200 plus people on the team. 1,315 people on this team. Our goal from the 4th through the 15th is to add 250 new ambassadors, because there's not going to be sales like this that come by again. That's just not.
No, and if you have to think about more than just this month and more about than just what your next 2 weeks look like. And oh gosh, I mean, we've got 2 kids' birthdays, we've got birthday parties, we've got everything, but Plexus is a priority because we're looking down the road. We're looking at where do you want to be at convention? Do you want to be at the Glitter Light Gold party? I know that you do. So if you have those big goals and you have to put in some big action, it's 14 days, guys, not even 14 days left that we have. It's 12 days to give all that you've got. None of these issues, none of the things that we've presented, that Phil's presented to us tonight, are anything really new that we've never heard of before. They're things that we've maybe implemented a piece here or tried one here. But what we're asking, because we know that it works when we all are kind of united on a united front, there's something that happens with the momentum to build that wave to get stronger. Even if we don't feel the direct impact because it's happening across the country, it is still the same wave of our team working together for the same goal. So I'm going to encourage you. I know that nobody probably can give 100% to this, but if you can give 150, you weren't listening.
Oh, good. I was about to say
you will not be sorry for it come the end of this month, because we're going to talk to you about what's going to happen the second half of the month that will be just as critical, but will allow you to take your foot off the gas pedal a little bit, take a breath, and then be able to start to really reap the benefits of duplication.
So that's a perfect transition. So April 16th through the 30th, our focus is going to shift from recruiting to training. And we'll do the following. We're going to train our new ambassadors from this month and from last month on the back office. That's going to be key. So they understand how everything works in the back office. 90% of the questions that we get from new ambassadors are back office focused, and they can be answered really quickly.
Or
teach them the basics of the comp plan, including, and this is critical, Fast Start Gold. We've got nearly a half dozen people who are trying to go Fast Start Gold this month. And really quickly, that means you sign up, and in your first 30 days, you turn gold, which means you get roughly 20 ambassadors, which equals 100 points, which is what you need to turn gold. That could be level 1, 2, or 3 ambassadors. So it's something that is worth it, because you get $700 paid to you on the 15th of May if you Fast Start Gold this month.
Right.
Just in rank bonuses.
Yeah.
So it's huge, and we want to see people do that this month. So one of our goals is 250 new ambassadors. The other goal is to see at least 2 people Fast Start Gold in the month of April. Okay, so we're going to share with them the comp plan and Fast Start Gold. We're going to share with them the Quick Start Guide companion videos. So remember, we did those 10 videos that go along with the Quick Start Guide that they can follow and watch each day that they're doing their 10 steps to success. We're going to do 3-way calls to welcome them, to encourage and support them. So even if they're a personal use ambassador, we want to welcome them and we want to encourage them to take their products and learn about all the other products, and then support them as needed. And then what do we do? My favorite phrase.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Wash, rinse, and repeat. So that's the format. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
So I was just going to say, if you are going back to those numbers, especially for those of you who are working your silver, working towards gold, and maybe you're 20 to 40 points away from your goal, this is totally achievable to reach the rank of gold in the month of April. Because if you spend the first 2 weeks helping your team and yourself secure personal use ambassadors or new ambassadors that want to build this business, and then you spend the next 2 weeks of the month helping those people find their first customer, guess what happens? They're going to all turn points. And that will put you in a position where you go from maybe starting this month with 60 points going in to finish the month with maybe 110 points, because you've spent the time to really build a team and then nurture a team, which is what we've got to remember to do. We can't just be always gathering people. We've got to be taking care of what's in our basket. But we're still in that gathering period because of this 2 weeks. I cannot stress enough. We've been with Plexus almost 3 years now, come summer, and we have had a handful of sales that have been one day only kinds of things. $10 off here, free shipping on this. We have not had, as most of you know, this 15% off that can be on any one order or any one welcome pack. It is critical to maximize the opportunity for the next 12 days.
Cool. All right. So that's it. Questions.
You didn't talk about that.
Yeah, we did. You weren't listening.
No, I heard you talk about it at the beginning, but
okay. So
making sure that they use
go ahead, honey. What do you say?
And well, I just want to circle back too on the 2.0, the flash sale 2.0, to make sure that you are utilizing that additionally at your events. If you are looking at Fast Start Gold, we will be doing I'm going to be setting up a Zoom, I think, for Tuesday morning. The information will come out on the team page. It will be recorded. I know there are several people that are signing up their husbands or have signed up their husbands or their spouse to additionally work on that fast start gold. If you understand your business now and you've been at it a while and it's been a slow process, there is no reason that if you added your spouse that it wouldn't take off in the next 2 weeks. You could totally make it happen.
Okay. So what does that mean?
By adding 20 ambassadors. So that all the details for the fast start gold will be up on the team page, but a Zoom on Tuesday morning.
Cool. All right. So with all that said, we're going to take a deep breath. Questions?
Look at our fun team.
Okay, so my question, I'm going to jump in here real quick.
Good.
My first question is about the challenge group and the VIP club.
Yes.
So we're creating a challenge group that necessarily does not have anything to do with Plexus, but it's just to build relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
And then the very next day, we're going to be representing a special to the VIP group.
So it's a separate page. Yeah. So they can join that as well. Just saying, hey, I know that there's something coming down from Plexus. I've heard some whispers that there's going to be this special. I can't broadcast it on Facebook, which is true. We can't broadcast the special that we're doing, the Flash Sale 2.0, according to the new rules. So I'm creating a VIP club. Everyone that's in it, as soon as I know the deal, the special, you'll be the first to know.
And we will give you the verbiage so that everybody's on the same page and we're not getting ourselves into trouble.
Yep.
And the connection and why we think it's okay to do this back to back is your challenge group is going to probably be the widest net that you cast in these 2 weeks, right? Because if somebody's just talking about their water intake, that's not anything required on them outside of drinking their water and you checking in on them, accountability. And we'll talk about those details tomorrow. But then you present this VIP and some of those people, you can reach out to every person in your challenge group and just say, hey, by the way, I know that you are doing this water challenge with me. I'm so excited. I don't know if you have any interest or not, but I'm really limited in the way that I can present special incentives to anybody with my Plexus business now. And I would love to include you in whatever I'm able to offer, but I have to put you in this VIP club. It's not going to be a place where I'm constantly slamming and chasing you down with Plexus, but you will be privy to information that I won't have on my public wall.
Yeah. In fact, it's only going to be when there's a special.
Right.
That's the only time I'm going to be posting this VIP page.
So we're actually going to keep this VIP page as a constant.
Yeah, okay. That is yours to do with it what you want. Maybe you keep it, maybe you don't, depending on what you find is successful for you.
Right.
But the great news is if 6 months from now, Sherry, you're working on a special thing, you have all these people that are sitting in a VIP group that have collected over the last several months, you could go in and do something privately with them to incent them that's not a public sale. So you're not infringing and breaking the compliance rules with Plexus now, but you have a captured audience of people that, oh my gosh, we have a special on 96 and it's we're going to run out of it again or whatever the situation might be. They're going to be the ones to know about it. Or, we can tease with convention is in 60 days. We have several new products coming out. I want you to know first. That's where I'll be releasing all the information as I get it.
Right. Because remember at convention, right, we find out everyone's like trying to thumbnail, I got to get this out to as many people as possible.
Only do it in your VIP.
You only put it in your VIP. Oh my gosh, there's a new product from Plexus. They're going to hear about it first.
You're the first to know about it.
Okay, so I have a question now. Again, after that,
yes.
I'm sorry, I'm probably taking up everybody's time.
These are all good questions.
So since we have a customer team page, just among like my, I'm not a customer team page, but a customer page among our team, should we use that or should we just create a whole separate one or should we rename it or
It's up to you.
My direction would be that you keep that page and you change the name and you say we've changed the name to Sherry's VIP, whatever your name is, and add VIP in it, and then you can still do a push for people that want to be added.
Right.
And because I think the word VIP is what is the whole point here. So
yes.
I think maybe if we just change the name, even that would be just enough. I mean, that would be just a jump. Just with how people we already have on there. That's
right. And you want to add people to it, whether they're customers or not. You want to add them to the VIP page just for all the reasons that we mentioned.
Okay. Yeah, that's the difference. Okay.
Cool. All right.
Okay. So Sherilyn asked me a question about how we're going to be getting the information to you each day and by what time of the day, which I love. Our goal will more than likely be that we do it the night before and then post it by 7:30 a.m. Central.
It'll be earlier than that.
Okay.
So we'll do it
It'll
the night
be
before.
early so that our East Coast girls can see it before they get to work.
Yep.
Or going to work. So we will be making that video the night before.
It'll be in the team page.
And it will be on the on our team page. And feel free to copy that.
Yeah.
And put it on your team pages if you feel like you want to, unless you want to make your own, you certainly can do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our focus will be the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight we're going to post one for tomorrow.
Yes.
Good.
What other questions?
Are we doing the same $10 and $5 back on the $199 welcome pack?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So the benefit there is they still get 15% off. They're actually going to get more than the $34.95. So it's actually beneficial for them to do the $199 pack.
Okay.
You get more than their $34.95 refunded.
They get 50 back.
And if it's easier to
Right.
explain, one of the things that I thought might be easier to explain is you're getting the 15% off plus $15 back. So it's like a 15 and 15, so it doesn't confuse them. And then you can go in and say it's basically with the $99 level, you're getting your fee covered. But if they're buying the bigger pack, which we want them to do, if at all possible, just say this is like a 15 and 15 special. So they're getting 15% off and they're going to get $15 back.
I'm kind of thinking too, though, if they get the $199 pack,
Mm-hmm.
then what are the odds that they're going to go in and get another 100 PV and qualify that person?
Well, that should be your job the second 2 weeks of the month to help them find a customer or a family member that needs the $100 in product.
Yep.
Good.
So I want to say that when we bought Logan's welcome pack, it was $202.
Okay.
So literally the welcome pack was free with the 15% off. So
Yeah.
they would be getting a
Plus
$15 bump.
Yeah, plus some because they get $40.
Just
Yeah,
FYI, because we did the $199 pack.
awesome.
We love that business builder bonus.
She's not under you. She's under me.
I still get it.
You don't get it. You don't get nothing. Who else has questions? Who's scared?
Good.
It should be scary. I mean, that's the thing that we've talked about too, is it's doable, but it is scary. But what are your goals? Are your goals scary? Because if you only push yourself a little bit this month, where will you be next month? You'll be pretty much in the same position you were next month if you're doing pretty much the same thing. And I know we've heard from enough of you, and we know for ourselves what we want for you, that a lot of y'all have big goals. And if you have big goals, you got to do big stuff to make them happen. And we saw that so beautifully executed in the month of March. And I think April's going to be even better.
Huge. It's going to be huge.
And yes, Sherilyn, you are under Phil. So Phil gets.
I'm saying Sherry.
No, I'm talking to Sherilyn because she sent me a text. Okay. Hold on just a second. So yes or no, Abby. Abby has a question. Are we cold calling the same people we email blast, or how would we decide who we want to do what with?
Okay, say it again.
Are we cold calling the same group of people that we blasted in our email?
You can. You absolutely can, because sometimes it takes multiple hits to get through to someone that you don't reach on the phone or via email, and vice versa. So there's no wrong way to do it. You can blast them. It's what's called a blast. You can blast the same people, or you can reach out to different people. It's completely up to you. The most effective way is to use multiple forms, to do an email campaign and then to do a follow-up cold call.
Well, the email's not going to be long. It's not going to be very much, it's not going to be detailed. So that cold call really will be helpful.
And the cold call also will help you, the email helps the cold call. Hey, I'm following up because I sent you an email earlier in the week and I haven't heard back from you. I just want to make sure you got it and get your thoughts, get your feedback.
I know somebody posted, I think I don't know whose team it was. I know Elizabeth posted it in their team page, and then somebody either on Taryn or Sherilyn's page posted a video, the Savvy Women, something. Diana knows what I was talking about. It was an excellent video talking about, we talk so much about 6 to 8 exposures gets us to an answer, and they were actually talking about a group of very successful direct sales women. We're talking about that in the society that we live in, and because we have access to information so quickly, that it really takes 18 to 21 exposures before we really pay attention to what we're seeing. And so 18 to 21 is even bigger number. That's increases the importance of your Facebook, your social media, your contacting, your text messages, your everything that much more, because we don't want to be the one that did 15 and somebody else does 20 and they got the business and we didn't.
That's why I like this thing, because you can talk to them like we used to and find out what they think. It's crazy.
Are you a robot?
Okay.
You're acting old. Don't act old. It's okay. We'll get the dinosaur caught up to the times, but
yeah. All right. Any other questions? They're good. Thank you all for joining tonight. We are extremely excited, if you can't tell already, about the growth that we saw and the mind shift change in March. And we're expecting big things from you all, and you should expect big things from us. Mm-hmm. So reach out, and have a great April. And
we'll see you in the morning on a video. Good night. Go Plexus.
Thank you all.